Welcome to the Connecting the Dots podcast with your host, Lee Ashby Watts. Our podcast is committed to delivering marketing, branding, and strategy advice for the small business owner. And now, let's start connecting the dots.
Well, hello. Welcome to Connecting the Dots. This is Lee Ashby Watts. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is clarity. And why I'm so passionate about it, why actually I have kind of repositioned my whole business to focus on brand clarity and making sure that marketing, branding, all of your strategy is clear and lines up with the direction of your business, of your life, of your goals, that everything is aligned. I've noticed with clients and friends and just other businesses that I interact with and network with, that when alignment is off, when there's no clarity on your offer, your target audience, your pricing, your messaging, your content, all of those things, it impacts your revenue. So, and your growth. So I want to talk about why clarity is important and really dig deeper into that and how you can work on getting more clarity in your marketing, your branding, your business. And then, of course, I want to follow that up by just reminding you all how to contact me, how you can work with me, because I definitely love helping businesses find that clarity and get what they need. So let's just talk for just a few minutes again on why clarity matters. Like I just outlined a little of when there's no alignment, when you're not clear, when you're all over the place, it impacts your growth. It impacts your revenue. It impacts the experience that your clients, your customers have with you. And more than anything, it just impacts the ability to be just a high performer and a high achieving individual or business in your industry. One of my favorite coaches and leaders is Brendon Burchard, and he talks a lot about clarity. And one of the things that he's noticed in his studies and researching is that the number one thing that makes a difference between a high performer versus an underperformer is whether or not they have clarity. Can you believe that? So that is, we think it's, maybe their education or how much experience they have in the industry or how many, networking opportunities they have or how many connections they have or how many, God forbid, how many followers they have. But no, it is clarity. And he's done a lot of research on this. So, of course, now Brendon, he in his teaching and coaching, he breaks it down into 4 categories. I'm not going to go there today. I want to focus our goal for attaining more clarity really on your marketing, your branding, and how that shows up in your life and just your overall strategy. So we're just going to talk about that. So I'm going to highlight 4 reasons why clarity is needed. And then we're going to end it with just some tips on how to get more clarity so that it can impact your marketing and branding. So number 1 is sometimes you need clarity just to keep going. Most of my audience are entrepreneurs or, again, high achieving individuals in their industries. And it gets to be a lot. It gets to be tiring and confusing because you're likely taking in all types of information. You're having to make a lot of decisions every single day, which we'll get to that. But the drain, the confusion, the being pulled in a million different directions is a reality. And so when you have clarity, you are more motivated to act in alignment with your goals, with your vision, with what you're focused on, the direction of your company, and you are motivated. So sometimes it's not motivation that we're lacking, but it's clarity. Because when you're clear, you can jump out of the bed in the morning. You can get right to it. You know exactly what's on your plate. You know which direction that you're going. So when we have clarity, especially in our lives and definitely in our businesses, in our marketing, we are motivated. We are motivated to keep going. And if you don't believe that mindset is a major component to success, then you are mistaken. I mean, you can read great spreadsheets, you can know your industry in and out, but there are some mindset shifts that have to happen for you to reach the next level. And clarity helps with that. It helps us to stay motivated. It helps us to stay in the right mindset. When you are clear and aligned with your goals, with your business, and where you're going. So number 2 is clarity is needed to make the right decisions in your business. I kind of alluded to that in our last point. I love the quote that more is lost by indecision than wrong decisions. Think about how often we just don't make a decision when it comes to our marketing, our branding, our business strategy. We sort of let the thing happen instead of making a decision and moving on it. Just think about that. How many things have passed us by because we didn't make a decision? It was just indecision because we didn't know which way to go. And often that is due to a lack of clarity. We're not clear on the next step. We're not clear on our goals. We're not clear on our vision. We're not clear on who our audience is, what our offers are, what our messaging should be, how often should I be posting, should I DM, should I use YouTube, should I use IGTV, which social media platform should I focus on? We're all over the place. And you know what happens then? We just end up letting indecision drive it. We just go along with whatever's already happening instead of learning how to say no to certain things and move forward with clear decision making. So clarity is definitely needed to make the right decisions in our business. Number 2, clarity is needed to serve the right clients. Now, I've talked about this in the past. I have another podcast coming up talking about knowing your ideal audience, understanding who your tribe is and how to serve them. And trust me, when we are not really clear about our ideal audience, we waste a lot of time, we waste a lot of money, we are not generating the revenue, the business, the influence that we could have. So know your purpose, what you bring to the table, and who you are here to serve. So when you know who you're here to serve, and this does not mean that you will not have clients that are outside of that ideal audience. Please understand me. Please hear me when I say this, that I'm not saying get rid of those clients that are not your ideal audience. That may happen actually naturally once you zone in and really focus on who your ideal client is and who and what messaging you should have. Because trust me, if your messaging is not turning someone off and saying she or he is not right for me, then that means your messaging is too broad and you really don't know your ideal client. Your messaging, your marketing should clearly tell someone she is not right for me. So don't worry about firing people or getting rid of people. That will happen when the time is right. But moving forward, know who your ideal client is. Be very clear on that. So you, again, know how to speak to them, know what to offer them, know how to offer it to them, know how they make their buying decisions, how often they're reading, and where they're reading, where they're picking up information, what their biggest pain points are, what they probably foresee as their next steps, their next goals, all of that. Those are things you should be thinking about and addressing in your marketing, in your brand strategy. Number 4, you need to know what you offer. You need to be very clear on what you offer. I'm not saying I do accounting. Lee, I am an accountant. That is what my company does. That is what I bring to the table. No, that is what industry you probably check off in the box. But what is your offer? And when you know who your ideal client is, you know better what you're truly offering them, because you're relieving some type of pain. You are the solution to them for some type of problem. And what is that offer? What are you giving them? Are you offering peace of mind and financial stability? Are you offering them a better body and eating habits so that they can walk out and be more confident in their jobs, in their relationships? Think about what your true offer is and be very, very, very clear on that so that you're always positioning and speaking to that. If you're not digging deep in that area, I highly suggest that you do. And of course, you can always call me and schedule a clarity session. But even if you don't, and I'm going to talk about some ways that you can work on your own clarity, make sure you take time and really chisel down and really think about what is the offer. Deep down, what is my offer and what am I really giving to people? Not what industry you're in, but what is your true offer? So those are 4 kind of big buckets of benefits that when you are clear and you have clarity in your brand, in your marketing, those are some of the solutions, some of the benefits of having clarity. Now, I'm just going to give a few points on how to get clarity. And then I invite you to schedule a clarity session with me and we can go deeper in that. And I'm going to put my link to schedule in the notes section here, but always know that that's an option. So number 1 in ways to kind of create some clarity in your life. So we need time to reflect. Daily reflection is key in getting clarity. So once we have clarity, we feel more positive, productive, and clear. Be sure of that. And that has to come through some time where you sit and just take it all in. For one point in doing that is journaling. Now I have probably over 50 journals. I've always kept a journal since I was 18. And some are good, some are bad, some I would never want to share anywhere. But it's still a way to get your thoughts out and your doubts out in your head and keep writing until maybe you get clarity in that area. Number 2 is meditation. You have to create quiet moments away from all the chatter just so that you can really see what's going on inside of you without hearing and watching social media and having other people tell you what you should be thinking, what you should be doing. And number 3, I love working out. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know that, that's one of my business strategies in getting clarity and working through things. It gives me a chance to focus on my body instead of my thoughts. And then the things that I really should be thinking about or the answers or solutions that I'm looking for, they come to me when I step away from my thoughts. So going back to some of the things that you can do to work your way towards more clarity. Number 2 is pay attention to what's already working. If you're doing that daily reflection, if you're checking in with yourself pretty regularly, see the patterns that are working in your life and how that is creating more clarity in your life or more happiness or more success. Know and see what is already working. That's really, 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 really key. I think we're on number 3 of what is some things that you can do to move towards clarity. And number, 3 is get out of your own way. You need accountability and help. You need someone who doesn't have a dog in the fight to challenge you so you can fight for what you want. Now, how many of us, this has happened to me, I may be completely complaining about, a situation or someone I'm in a relationship with. And then the other person starts to agree and kind of echo what I'm saying. And then something in you rises up and says, well, wait a minute. That's not what I meant. You know what? That is a way you're moving towards clarity. Someone is challenging you. Someone is repeating back. Someone is mirroring what they're hearing you say. And that instinctively will make you make a decision on what's happening in that moment, because something will maybe not resonate with you. So it's good to have someone who doesn't have a dog in the fight to hear you out, to talk it through, and let them either repeat back what they're hearing or put a stake in the ground with what they believe you're saying, so you can see if you feel settled in that belief. So number 4, I hope you guys are keeping track. Dig deep and then go deeper. Know your core values, know your principles, your dreams, your visions, your desires. Write it out and keep writing and keep thinking and keep dreaming, all of those things, because the more you do that, the more you get to what it is that you really want. You get to the clarity, you get to, what you need and the direction that you need to go. So always, at the end of the day, when I think about all of these points, it's really about mindset. It's really about reflection. So I know that you probably thinking, oh, Lee is going to give me this 10 points on brand clarity and what I need to do to check off the box. That could come. I mean, there's some of that's part of the process, but surprising, a lot of the process is really digging deep and thinking about what it is that you want, who it is that you want to serve, what it is that you really offer, and how do you want to deliver that. That is being very clear on your brand and on your strategy. So those are a few things I wanted to share with you today. I hope this was impactful. I hope this was helpful. Please, please, please visit my website and follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to this channel. I want you all to keep in touch with me. I want to hear if this has helped you in any way. Please leave a message, or if you need help getting clarity around any part of your marketing or branding, or if you're about to launch and you're like, I need to make sure I'm going in the right direction, look at the notes section, schedule some time with me, or definitely visit my website and set up some time to talk to me, and even a free discovery call. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you all just hanging in there with me, and I will talk to you all soon. Have a good one.